Out in the dark waters of the Persian Gulf sits a tiny, isolated rock that functions as the primary engine of the Iranian economy. This is Karg Island. Roughly 90% of Iran's crude oil exports pass through this single point, moving 7 million barrels every day. It is an extremely vulnerable position, sitting completely exposed in the water, just 25 kilometers off the Iranian mainland. Because of this concentration of wealth, the island faces constant military threats. Former Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid has publicly demanded the destruction of the island's energy industry to crush the Iranian economy. Yet, through years of ongoing conflict, both the US and Israel have consistently bypassed it, leaving the island's infrastructure completely untouched. If destroying this fully exposed island would cripple the Iranian regime's funding, why do its greatest enemies actively choose not to strike it? To understand its survival, we have to look at how the island actually operates. Its power begins on the mainland, where a massive network of terrestrial pipelines channels raw crude directly to the coast. Once that oil reaches Karg, it is pooled into these massive tank farms, where it is stored and prepped for global export. The island's true advantage is hidden beneath the waves. Unlike standard shallow coastal shelves, the ocean floor here plunges immediately into extreme depths, creating a naturally accessible deepwater port. This natural depth allows the port to accommodate VLCCs, or very large crude carriers. These are massive tankers that standard commercial ports are often too shallow to handle. This map tracks the physical journey of that oil. The loaded tankers travel south from the island and exit through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow geographic choke point. Most of these shipments are freighted to major Asian markets, specifically feeding China and India. This uninterrupted flow of oil converts directly into the regime's most vital stream of financial revenue. That revenue directly funds the Iranian army and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC. The IRGC is a powerful branch of the Iranian military that exerts significant control over the country's economic cornerstone. Karg Island is more than a port. It is a specialized engine designed to convert natural geography into regional military dominance. So why does this primary revenue engine remain unbombed despite its immense value? The official U.S. position is one of caution. The U.S. Energy Secretary has explicitly stated that the military will not target Iran's energy infrastructure. While some reports discussed American soldiers physically seizing the island, the White House has dismissed this as speculation due to the extreme risks involved. This graph shows the first major deterrent, mutually assured economic destruction. Striking the island would instantly remove 7 million barrels a day from the global market. This sudden supply shock would send global oil prices skyrocketing, causing immediate and severe damage to Western economies. Then there is the escalation trap. Completely wiping out Karg's infrastructure would leave the Iranian regime cornered, with absolutely nothing left to lose. A regime stripped of its primary income would likely be forced into launching a massive, uncontrolled military escalation across the entire Middle East. Finally, there is a long-term paradox regarding the future of the Iranian state. If a regime change were to occur, a new government would essentially need Karg Island's intact infrastructure to rebuild the national economy from the ground up. Karg Island relies on extreme economic interdependence as its primary defense. It stands as an untouchable fortress because its destruction would drag the entire global economy down with it.